and book finesse. Mix 'em up, that's your best. This is the best show. Guiding your souls to grow. Helping you find your flow.
Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to the relaunch. Yes, the relaunch of the Best Bet Show. I am Best Bet Dan and I'm your host, and I am so incredibly excited to be back in the studio and making long form content. Like I've been keeping up with social media, but I haven't done podcast stuff and I've missed it, and I miss you guys. And so let's get to it. First of all, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everyone that has been a part of the journey. I've been rocking out with this Best Bet platform since March of 2001. So it's been some time. We're heading into, we're finishing year 3 and heading into year 4. So I'm incredibly excited about that. The journey has been fantastic, from testing out a course to creating an online course, an online platform and coaching space to help young people to develop high impact social skills, to creating some other courses. I created How to Job, and then writing a book. So we're doing a lot of things here, and we're continuing to do things and continuing to grow. So really excited about the journey. And really quick, just some housekeeping things as we go. Hey, make sure if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and also follow me on all socials. I am at Best Bet Dan on everything: TikTok, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But make sure you guys are liking, commenting, share, and engage with the post. My goal more than anything is to build community. So I'd rather have 100 people that are locked in and we get to talk and have conversations versus 10,000 people that is crickets. So do make sure that you're engaging. Let me know what you think about everything, what's helping you, what's not helping you, and all of that good stuff. All right, so let's talk about the current how do I want to say it? The current status or the current state of Best Bet Life and Best Bet Skills Academy. So right now, looking to onboard some new coaching clients. So I am actively out here in the trenches looking for some young people to help, whether they be in high school or college age. You don't have to be in college, because we got some transformations to do. I know there's some people out there that we can help. So working on that. The other thing is the book. So I wrote a book. I got the shirt on. You see the shirt if you're watching the podcast. Get more from the game. I'm like moving all over the place, being awkward. But yeah, get more from the game. It has been amazing. It has been amazing to write a book. It's been amazing to launch a book. It's been amazing to watch other people read that book and have thoughts that originated in your brain, like inside here, in the hippocampus or in the medulla oblongata, whatever part of the brain that like manages like thoughts and stuff like that. To have it start there, make its way from the brain into some sort of computer where I capture the information, and then onto pages of a book that are read by somebody, and then it goes from the book through their eyes into their brain and into their thoughts. Like, that's actually crazy when you think about the journey of a book, right? From where it comes from the inception of it, to then it being literally a part of your life, a part of your DNA, a part of your thought process when you consume it. So yeah, really, really excited about that. And if you have read the book, let me know. I'm all about feedback. The other day, I made a post on Facebook, and I was just letting people know that. So because I partner with Amazon to publish the book, when you buy a book on Amazon, I do not know that you bought that book. So Amazon doesn't say, hey, John Smith bought a book today. Here, he bought 5 books, and here's where you're at. I don't get any information. They just basically say, hey, a book was sold. So I do get a count of all the books that were sold. And then they just basically let me know like the royalty. Those are literally the only 2 pieces of information that I get. And so if you have the book, if you bought the book, if you enjoyed the book, I want to hear about it. I want to know about it. My next pod, I'm actually going to get into the details and nitty gritty of the whole process of writing the book. So that's going to be a great show. So make sure you subscribe so you can tap in for that. But yeah. So moving on, right? And it's funny, like I actually have an outline for my show today. I normally never do outlines, but I'm turning over a new leaf. I want to be better prepared. And honestly, I I want to serve better. And I know that if I prepare better, I can serve better. I'm really good off the top of my head, but I just can I grow a little bit? Can I take some of my own advice? Can I get some coaching? Because I believe in coaching, whether it's me being coached or me doing the coaching. So I'm just taking coaching advice, right? I'm being coachable. All right, so what can you expect, or what should you expect from the Best Bet Show moving forward? So honestly, number one, I wanna make sure I'm talking to the right people. So I am talking to ambitious teens, ambitious young adults. I want to say if you're in the ages between 15 to 24, that's really like my bullseye. Now, if you're outside of those ages, please don't not listen. Please tap in, stay with me, stay locked in. I want that. But I'm primarily talking to those age groups because I believe that this information and the stuff and the topics that I talk about can have so much transformation, or can be so transformative to people that are in that phase of life, because it offers a huge advantage. So you can expect content that is geared towards that. And honestly, my focus is going to be building life and building success. And so there's been this journey that I've been on ever since I launched Best Bet, because what is it? What are what I call social trades, right? So I coined this term, social trades, where you treat high impact social skills, networking, sales, public speaking, content creation, leadership, where you treat them as a trade, right? The way you would treat, plumbing, the way you would treat, being an electrician, the way you would treat being a mason, or the way you would treat, being a carpenter, or a skilled worker in that sense, right? That was really my heart behind this whole thing. Is I want to have a place where it's a training ground for coaching for these skills, where, and I think this is, I haven't always done a good job of articulating this thought. It's the fact that this curriculum is actually designed to mirror what a liberal arts degree in college does, right? So when you have a liberal arts degree, you do a little bit of everything. It's basically like it's like elevated high school. You're doing math, science, you're doing English, you're doing some electives, but it's more like a general studies where the thought process, right, for college is that it should put you in a position to be able to go out and compete for a job. However, we know, and many of us know, that that oftentimes is not the case. So Best Bet is designed to mirror it in a sense that you're learning multiple skills, right? This isn't just a sales course. This isn't just a public speaking course. This isn't just a whatever course. This is a whole place. This is actually, again, I think the best way you can kind of look at it or think about it in your brain as a liberal arts tract, where you're going through and you're developing skills in multiple different categories that are all social, but they function in different ways in life, and they give you different advantages depending on how you use them, where you use them, and when you use them. Okay. So like so in all of that, right? Because that's like very logical, right? That's very logical. That's what I want to do. But like if I get away from logic and I get into like, the vision, when I get into the mission, like I want to make your life better. Like I'm here, like if you're listening to this and you're 16, 17, like I am here to be a cheat code for you. I'm here so that you can consume this information, whether it be through the podcast, whether you tap into one of my courses, whether you get involved in actual coaching where you're working with me directly. I want this to be a cheat code for you. I want this to be a space where you come to level up so you can function and go through life at a higher level, which will allow you to get to the places that you want to be more efficiently, right? And I don't say faster because, speed is cool. And I like speed. We all like speed. We all want things to happen. I mean, come on, we live in a day and age where we get DoorDash delivered, where we get fast food delivered. So I'm 37, and growing up, it was, you can't have the fast food approach where, instead of going home and cooking your dinner, you just go to McDonald's and you just boom, instantly get a burger. But we've come a step further than that. We've come to a place where now fast food can be delivered to you. Like when I think about that, sometimes my brain nearly breaks because the fact that like I don't have to leave my house anymore to get McDonald's, Burger King, or anything of the such, like it's gone to a whole new level. And so I'm trying to stay away from saying fast But I love efficient, right? I love being able to help a young person get to a sweet spot, right? And what is a sweet spot? A sweet spot can look different for different people. One person's sweet spot can be, I want to be able to successfully live on my own. Boom, that's their sweet spot. A sweet spot for another person could be, what, I want to be able to create, relationships that allow me to progress in my career. A sweet spot for another may be, hey, I want to figure out how I can work and travel and be all over the world and literally work from a laptop. And what does that look like? And how do I get there, in 3 years as opposed to taking 7 or 8 years to get there? So it's all about building efficiency through skill that will change your life. And what's really awesome is when you can communicate at a high level, you put yourself in position to earn more because communication is so valuable. I cannot say that enough. Like I wish I could, I wish I had one of those horn, but I was like the air horn, because the ability to communicate at a higher level than the people around you. When I say higher level, I'm not talking about using bigger vocabulary words. I'm talking about your ability to listen. I'm talking about your ability to be empathetic. I'm talking about understanding sales psychology and how people make decisions. Those things put you ahead of the curve. And that's what this environment is all about. So that's what I want to do. I want to create. I want to focus on continuing to build an environment where young people can achieve success efficiently. That is what we're all about. And that's even why I named it Best Bet, because I want this place, and I know that this skill set can be your best bet to go out and create that life that you don't want a vacation from. That life that, like, you feel good in your day to day in terms of what you have going on, what you're earning, what your career looks like, and how you are impacting society and how society impacts you. So, yeah. So, boom. Getting to my next talking, I actually low key, I like kind of having this. I don't have to figure out how to remember. Sometimes when I record a podcast, I be racking my brain. I gotta make sure I don't forget what but it's right here because I prepared this. I'm in a new world, y'all. This is different for me. Dan got some tools that are helping him to really level up. So, all right. So for students, right, and your young people, you're listening in. I want to go into something, and because I really want to drive this point home. I want you guys to understand it. What is coaching versus a guru? So we live in guru culture, right? Some of you right now have gurus that, probably scroll across your timeline on social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. Guru culture is big. I am not a guru. I don't know it all. In so many ways, I'm still figuring things out. This business is different. It's very unique. Many young people outside of sports, you would never think to ever work with a coach, because if it's not sports, what is someone really coaching you, right? And so I'm not a guru. Look at me. Look at me. Remember that from the movie? It was a movie where the pirates took over the ship. He's like, look at me. I am the captain now. No, but I'm a coach. I am a coach, and I am here to walk with you for a season and help you to develop skills and coach you on skills and create an environment where you can get reps in, right? Get repetition, do things, learn, and build a skill. I've done this now, again, going on 4 years. One of the downfalls of what I do, I want to be very clear on this, is because the skill sets that I teach are so powerful, you can hear something and just go try it and just do it for a few days or a few weeks and get some really cool results because it just works. But there's a difference between getting some results because you got some information and actually building a skill set where now something it's in your hard drive of your life, right? Like you actually, instead of just having like the sample update, sometimes you can get a beta of something, like a beta update on Apple, or you can download an app that's in beta. That means you get a little bit of it, but you don't get all of the features. my coaching and the coaching that I do, it is really, my vision for it is to be a full system upgrade. Like, and I'm talking about take you from like iOS like 5 to like the latest iOS. Like, but it comes with downloading the info, right? You got to download all of the info. You got to make the info a part of your being. And so I really want you guys to understand that that's what a coach is. That's what a coach does. A coach, when you think about sports, they don't show you how to make a layup one time in basketball. Or if you're playing tennis, they don't show you the backhand one time. It's like, okay, you got the information. So now you're Pete Sampras. Now you're Serena Williams. No, it takes being in the lab. It takes repetition. It takes practicing. It takes owning it. And yes, even with your social skills, I'm telling you, if you practice, if you own it, the world is really yours. Like, there's really nothing that you can't do when you start to function this way and in this capacity. So yeah, I am not your guru. I'm not a guru. I'm a coach who is, to be honest, I'm learning. I have my coaches in my life. I am a product of the product. I believe in this so much that I'm going to I use it for myself. Okay. So, all right. So for those of you that are watching right now, drop a comment. What do you think so far? What are your thoughts on coaching versus a guru? And what do you think about guru culture? Like, that's honestly, I really want to know that. Like, what are your thoughts on guru culture? And honestly, I think I said it honestly like 17 times in a row. But guru culture, that's one of the biggest objections that I face when I'm enrolling a young person, is they're scared because they see so many gurus, quote unquote, that ultimately make them feel like scam artists or feel scammy. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word scam. And I might have a little bit of PTSD because before I got into coaching, I did network marketing. And that industry, unfortunately, in a lot of ways, it has negative connotations because people have bad experiences with it. They don't understand it. And so in that line of work, I got, oh, Dan is scamming, or that's a scam. I heard that so much. And when I moved away from that, like, I fully expected that I would never hear the word scam again in my life. Like, and I was okay with that. And so when I heard it, when I was doing this, I was like, dang, like, I hated it. But I do understand because, again, there's so many people out there that are promising big results and not showing up for it or not coming through on what they promised. So there's no magic pill. I'm not a guru. This is coaching that will take effort on your part in order to really build these skills and make them do what I know that they're capable of. So, all right. The value of high impact social skills. And one of the things that I honestly really want to focus on as I kind of relaunch and kind of, get back into the saddle on growing this whole thing is I want to help young people move from child, teen to adulthood. And one of the things that I've said this a bunch of times to students that I've worked with directly, but I've never really said it public. And in our country, in our culture, right, United States, America, Western culture, one of the things that we don't do well at all is we don't transition well. What do I mean by that? When it comes to going from a teenager to an adult, that transition is so blurry because we have so many steps. Let me break it down, right? So you turn 18, you become legally an adult, right? So you can vote, you can go into the military, and there's all of these different things that at 18, become available because you are technically an adult. However, because of the way our culture is set up, though you might be an adult on paper, in many ways, besides the age, you're still a child. In most cases, you still live with a parents. In most cases, you're not providing for yourself. In most cases, you're not even expected to really make a lot of decisions for you in your everyday life. So boom. So we get the title of adult, but at the same time, we don't really function as an adult, right? So now stay with me. Title, not functioning. However, we do have people in our lives, a lot of times as parents, a lot of times as teachers and people around us telling us to be an adult, to grow up. Hey, you're an adult now. You start to hear that you're 18, you're an adult. but at the same time, you don't really function like an adult. But watch this. This is so nuanced. I just love talking about it though. But then the minute you start to make decisions for yourself, the minute you start to go and say, hey, well, I'm going to go and do this because since I'm an adult, you hear things like, well, you can't make that choice because you're not old enough yet. Or, you get, what do you call it? It's thrown into your face that you still live under this roof. That if you live in my house, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. So it's like, you're an adult, you're not an adult. You're adult, you're not an adult, right? Then you got this whole other age, 21. So now you got this 21 age where 21 is like, okay, now you're like, officially an adult because now there's more things that open up, right? Because that's the big thing with 21 is being able to consume alcohol, right? For me, it wasn't a huge deal. I played basketball for 8 hours on my 21st birthday. It was absolutely lit. I had no interest in alcohol because to me, it just tastes nasty. However, so what I'm getting at and the picture that I'm painting with this whole thing is our process in the West for someone to become an adult is very gray. And then also now think about everything I said. So you got legally adult, but don't function as an adult, live with parents or live with, some sort of guardian, try to make an adult decision that they don't like. They tell you you're not an adult and they might threaten you or they might say, hey, you live in my house, you can't do that. And then in all of that, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Why did I just lose my complete train of thought? I really did. And I only do podcasts on one take. So I hope it comes back. But the point I'm getting at, right, is that there's no clear line that says, hey, after this point, you are actually an adult and you get to function in every way that an adult functions, right? We've got this gray area. It's ambiguous. It's blurry. It's when am I actually an adult? Oh, that's what I was going at. Appreciate it. So I got it back. We're also told during this season, and this is actually, and I'm so glad I remembered this. During this season, between 18 and like 21, 22, we're told, oh, go out, make mistakes. Go out, do this, do that. And the big phrase that a lot of people will use, live the college experience, the college life. And that can mean being promiscuous. That can mean being experimenting with drugs. That can mean doing all types of partying. And that's typically what it means. You can't, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. Oh, you got to live the college life. So you're told to do the opposite of be mature because a lot of that stuff is not mature because it is, it's excessive partying, excessive drinking, excessive sexual behaviors, all of these things, right? So you say, be an adult, don't be an adult. You're not an adult. Go do whatever you want. There's no consequences for it. Like one of the most important times of a young person's life, which is the launch, the takeoff, now becomes one of the most confusing parts of a young person's life. And for some of you, like what I just articulated, you've never really heard it like that before, but you're sitting there thinking like, yo, like that makes sense. Like, yo, they do tell me to grow up, but then as soon as I go to make my own choice, they say you can't do that. Or, they do say, hey, go out here and, live the college experience. But then they're mad at me when you see what I'm saying? So one of the things that I want to do, and the reason why I brought that up, is I want to help young people transition from teenager to adult and have that line be clear, right? Because there's one thing that no matter where you are in life right now, and I'm talking to somebody right now who's watching this, no matter where you are in life, if you're not having the results or not getting the results that you want, a big part of that happening is because you're probably drifting and you're probably not living with definites of purpose, meaning that you just accept whatever comes your way. You kind of just wherever the wind blows you, that's where you go. But you are not saying, no, I am an adult. I'm functioning as an adult and I'm doing things to create a life that I can take care of myself. I can potentially take care of a family in the future if that's something that I want. When you get clarity on where you're going, when you get clarity on your identity, on who you are, that becomes extremely empowering because now you're not worried about that anymore. There's certain questions and certain decisions you don't have to make anymore because you're decided, oh, I am an adult. So I do need to make my own decisions. It is on me to make sure that I'm getting what I need to get, whether it be education wise, skill wise, whatever. Like, I know that I'm at a point where, yeah, my parents are there. They're still there to be guides. And if you're a parent, you're listening to this, I am not telling you that, like, when your kid turns 18 or when they hit that line of adulthood, that you just cut them off. No, but your role changes. Your role changes. Just like when they were little, right? Like, the roles changed. There was a time when you did everything for them, right? Like, when they went to the bathroom, you had to clean them up, whether it was cleaning up their diaper or before when they were first potty trained, if they did a number 2, you had to wipe them. But then there was a transition, because unless there's some sort of health issue or health, impediment, it is weird to see a parent wiping the butt of a 17-year-old. That's not normal. Right. And so in the same way where your role changes from season to season, when your kids become adults or they hit that adult phase, like, the role changes. They need to fly. And I love animals. Animals are super cool. And I love birds. Like, more specifically, I love eagles. But at some point, when that baby eagle is born, that eaglet, they have to kick them out of the nest. The mother eagle cannot let that eaglet just stay and chill. And no, you got to go. I don't care where you go, but you got to get up, because I need you to fly. And for the young people listening to this, if your parents aren't kicking you out of the nest, and you're in a situation where, like, hey, maybe you are being coddled. Maybe it is like, hey, like, I can just chill here as long as I want. Maybe it's time for you to kick yourself out the nest. So yeah. So I want to empower. And that's what this thing is. So one of the things I found is really helping to usher young people into adulthood, and empowering you guys to make things happen, right? And my thing that I really love, and I love this, 'cause I don't think enough people really talk about it. The ability to earn at a higher level faster. So one of my success stories of a young man that I work with, and actually I interviewed him, but I want to redo it because it's been about a year and a half since maybe a year since we sat down for a conversation, but I think I'm gonna bring him back on the show. His name is Juan, and this is his second year in sales. He's 23 years old, and Juan is about to eclipse 6 figures this year. Like, his earnings for this year, this month, he's gonna go over the 6-figure mark. So yeah, shout out to Juan. Shout out to Juan. Give him a hand clap wherever you are. And it's funny because I was talking to a gentleman at the gym who was on the treadmill next to me, and I was telling him Juan's story. And this man was like, I want to say probably in his early 60s. And he had not yet eclipsed the 6-figure mark in his life, like within a year. And so the ability to earn at a higher level quickly, it puts you in position where it gives you so many more options in life. And that's what I'm all about. So, earn higher quickly. And the other value of high impact social skills is it provides a foundation of confidence and independence, right? Confidence and independent. Like, there's nothing greater than being a young person who is confident in their skill set, confident in what they bring to the table, and then having that independence to start to fly on their own, to launch out, to now, get their first house, first apartment, buy their own car, and really be functioning in society as a responsible adult. Like, that's incredible. So I went way longer than I thought. I thought I was going to talk for like 10 minutes on these topics, but either way, it's still good. Closing thoughts. Man, I just want to reinforce the show is for you. It's my gift to you, where we talk about topics that are going to help you move forward. We talk about challenging things. As I move forward, I think I'm going to do a lot of solo casts, where it's just going to be just like how this episode was, where I'm just hanging out, just talking, just having a conversation. But I'm still going to have guests. We're still going to do that as well, too. So, yeah. And I'm really pumped for this new direction and for how I'm doing things. I changed my studio around, so I love this setup. It's more comfortable. I got my solo situation set up where I can just come and sit down and just share my thoughts. But last thing is, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, on whatever podcast medium you're listening to this on, and then follow me on all socials at BestBetDan. Make sure you comment, share, engage with the content, because all of that stuff, this stuff is free, right? So unless you buy any of my courses, all this, I'm not trying to get any money for this content. So all of that stuff helps to grow the brand. It helps to move it forward. So I appreciate all of that stuff. But I thank you guys for doing this journey with me. There's some people that have been tapped in with me since day one, and I appreciate you guys for that. So thank you guys for being a part of the journey. Continue to spread. That's a spread and share together. Spread. No, continue to spread the word and share the show. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. So make sure you can comment, DM me, all of that good stuff. But this has been the relaunch. Welcome back to the Best Bet Show. I am Best Bet Dan, and until next time, we are building the skills that will give you the best bet to create the life of your dreams. And I'm out. Later.
Street smarts and book finesse. Mix 'em up, that's your best. This is the Best Bet Show, guiding your souls to